Well, this is certainly the biggest story for the 10th ranked team in the country as they try to move forward and heading towards the Big East tournament and the NCAA tournament. This before the game.
Looks pretty good.
You know, she's out here dancing around, the left knee, the surgery. Certainly had the big brace on it earlier, but she looks like she's moving just fine.
She is moving pretty well. And what's hard is that Coach Auriemma told us before the game, listen, we play every other day. It's hard to get practice time in for her to really get that rhythm and really get out there and practice. So she's trying to get out on the floor whenever she can. We saw her warming up today.
Well, this is the second game of a 5-game stretch in 10 days for UConn. And a foul whistled behind the play. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial. But we'll continue on CBS Sports Network.
Yep, they've had the most injuries that I can remember in many, many years.
And with more on Paige BUECKERS, let's go over to Sherry.
Well, yeah, guys, I mean, the question UConn fans want answered is when are we going to see her in a game? Geno Auriemma telling us with his experience, with this kind of injury, a player can be out for a long time. And he said he doesn't know if she'll be back for the conference tournament. A better chance for the women's NCAA tournament, but, guys, Paige is still doubtful as we look to the end of the season.
Yeah. Surgery on December 13th to repair a tibial fracture and a meniscus tear in her left knee. And to the point we talked about with Coach Auriemma about this as well, is the consistency and disrupting the players who have gone 2 months, because whenever she does come back, we asked the question about, is there any concern about getting her in rhythm with the team or disrupting a rhythm? And he said she doesn't demand the ball, and that's what makes it different.
Right, she is a very different type of player. She's not a ball-dominant player. She is the best shooter, passer, defender, and rebounding guard that they have, who impacts the way the game in so many different ways. She doesn't have to just be out on the floor and score. So she's not a high-volume shooter. She can be out there and still impact the.
Well, and the other part to that, too, is if she does play in the Big East tournament, or even before that, how will the committee maybe think about seeding UConn differently because of 2 months and the losses they had when she did not play?
Oh, it's going to be interesting to see. I would not want to be on that committee. And you don't want to be that team that has to face them when they're finally healthy, if they're, let's say, a 4 seed or something. It's very murky ground, and you know the committee will have to put some of that into consideration.
Well, we got to see Paige BUECKERS out there a little bit warming up. She was making shots from the middle of that Husky. When you think of getting her back, how she's looking, what does that excite you about what she can add to your lineup?
Yeah, the thing about Paige is, you know, she doesn't need a lot of time on the court, you know, to get her game back. So right now, I think mentally, she has to get to a place where she feels confident, and that's soon, but I don't know when. But obviously, if you add her to our lineup, that changes everything significantly.
All right, well, congratulations on the win. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.
90-49, UConn knocks off Georgetown on a dominant performance without Paige BUECKERS.